Welcome to the podcast, A Drink with Derek. Follow comedian Derek Richards on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to his YouTube channel and watch all episodes of the podcast. Now grab a drink and join your host, Derek Richards.
Hey, what's happening? Welcome. Check out the new digs, huh? I'm liking this setup here. This is great. This is my element. This is the bar. I'm here in Las Vegas. Derek Richards, your host, and what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the top row here in the bar, and then work our way down, and we'll see who's left standing. Great to have you here. Great to have you on board the brand new format for A Drink with Derek. Excited to announce a couple of things. First off, my new album, Double Down, just came out, and you can pick up a copy of that on iTunes, Spotify, also Amazon. Go to my website. You can find it there as well. And also make sure you go online to Amazon Prime. The Irish Comedy Tour is available. You can go ahead and check out that special for free if you are an Amazon Prime member. And who isn't? I mean, come on. Everybody orders stuff off Amazon. Excited to start this new beginning here with the format, and excited to have my guest on here today, who is a trained opera singer. He graduated from Juilliard. He is also the founder and producer of the three Redneck Tenors, as well as the Tenors of Comedy. He's sang at opera houses all around the country, around the world, and you can see him now as Wolfgang Champagne on the brand new singing reality show called Alter Ego, which just came out last week. And my guest, Matthew Lord, was on there as Wolfgang Champagne. Check this out.
Welcome back to Alter Ego. Judges, are you happy with what you're seeing so far?
These performances tonight are blowing my mind. The level of talent is bananas.
I'm curious who they are, but I really just want to know and get to just believe the character.
It is time to introduce our next Alter Ego. It's Wolfgang Champagne.
What's up, Wolfgang Champagne?
Yeah, Wolfgang Champagne, but you can call me Wolfie. Yeah.
Wolfie it is.
I might
Yes.
have to put you on the diamond just for your name. I love the name.
Well, there, let's just forget the singing. I'll go stand up there.
What does the name represent?
Well, I'm actually a werewolf. I'm not a big werewolf. I was like bitten by a chihuahua about 500 years ago, but I don't look a day over 350.
And so how long you been singing, though?
Oh, about 478 years, I think, because I started howling, and then I went, hey, I'm pretty good at this. Arr, and then I just started singing.
What brought you to Alter Ego?
Alter Ego seems to be a place where everybody's welcome, and there's not many places like that in the world anymore. I'm Matthew Lord, and I'm a truck driver. I am 60, and I need an alter ego because I was thinking my life was winding down, and I think Alter Ego has given me a chance to wind it up. 25, 26 years I had a professional singing career, but in 2001, after 9/11, I had about 6 or 7 jobs canceled. So now my family won't have insurance. I have mortgage payments. So I'm looking through the paper, and that's when I decided to first go and get certified and go to trucking school. And I've been driving a truck ever since.
Start there, I'll put you there.
The producers put you in your motion capture suit, and I look like a big sausage. Then they put all these sensors on you, and they put a robot camera hooked to your head, which is making the face of your alter ego do everything you technically do, but look a lot prettier. So that's the judges, and that's the host.
That's correct.
I don't want the judges to know anything about me. I don't sound like anybody else. I think it will take them by surprise. 2 reasons why I want to win Alter Ego. I don't want to drive a truck anymore. Also, it'll let me continue doing what I truly love doing, and I can still be relevant. And that's, I get, your show has made me feel relevant. I never thought I would have this feeling again.
Okay, we're ready to see what you have in store.
All righty.
Let's go, Wolfie.
Do you think he's old?
I have no clue.
He sounds like 75.
Ogni notte in sogno ti vedo, ti sento e così io so che ci sei. Tu da spazi immensi di grande distanza è venuto e so che chi sei.
Actually got a good voice.
That voice was the last thing I expected to happen.
I ain't had this much fun since the world was young. I thank all of you.
That was like one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. And,
Thank you.
And that's a compliment.
There you go.
Weird's good.
Judges, I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely hanging out with Wolfie after this.
Yeah.
First round's on me.
It's got to be. I ain't got no prize money yet.
And now, the moment of truth, judges.
Oh, I'm excited to have Matthew Lord, also known as Wolfgang Champagne, joining me on the show right now. Matt, how are you, my friend?
You know, just living the dream. I finally got on TV, but I can only make it as a cartoon.
How funny is that for you to watch that clip when you see it now? I mean, obviously you were experiencing the show at the time, and you and I had talked about this because, you know, we've been friends now it's been now like 7 years. And so we were talking about this whole experience. And I always have a very jaded attitude about things because I'm like, all right, I believe things when they actually do happen. And you were telling me about this whole thing, and you and I have very similar mindsets on this kind of stuff. So how is it to watch that clip now?
Well, it happened. You know, we always don't think, especially in dealing with TV, that things are going to be what they say and what they're going to happen. And I got to tell you, the show was exactly what they said. It was a pleasant surprise. Everybody was great to work with. I didn't like wearing the suit. I mean, I looked like 50 gallons of pudding in a 20-gallon jar. You know, it was not good. But other than the suit, yeah, I was pretty happy with everything. You know, it was a long process. I was there for over 2.5 months, and we were sequestered not only because of COVID, but because no one could know our identities, like the judges at the time of filming.
What's the premise behind the show Alter Ego?
The premise is, for most people, it didn't feel like for me, but the premise is like a second chance at succeeding in what you want to do in love, and that you're not limited by your physical limitations because you're this alter ego, an avatar, kind of like what the movie was. You become this avatar, which means all of your physical limitations are out the window, and you perform as this basically cartoon or avatar, and it doesn't matter what you look like, or whatever your, for me, in the case of me, whatever your deformity may be.
How did your avatar Wolfgang champagne get created? Was that something that you had to come up with, or did the producers of the show come up with this?
I came up with the name and the backstory and the voice and everything you basically hear. And the producers worked with me a little bit, mostly just a little bit, because we know how technically savvy I am, on the creation of the character of the avatar. But that they have, it looks like the NASA Space Center. They have real smart people creating that, and really didn't want or really need my input for that.
Right. What now? You're the founder, producer of the Three Redneck Tenors, which I had the pleasure of working with you guys in Las Vegas, and we'll be working together again here coming up very soon. Also, the Tenors of Comedy. Your background in singing, you went to Juilliard. I mean, so when somebody sees you, and when they see that story, like again, I thought Fox did a brilliant job of putting that interview together the way they did. And, you know, when you ended up, you're singing.
Really pleased. I was just really pleased with their editing. Though I haven't been driving a truck since 2001, they just cross-edited. I did it for a little in 2001, and then during COVID, had to get another job. So I got whatever you call it, recertified, and drove a truck during COVID. Sort of the way the interview went, it made it sound like I've been driving a truck since 2001, and that's not the case. But that was just, I don't know, creative editing, or they didn't realize the time lag in there.
Right. Well, it blows me away because I remember you and I were talking several times when you were on the road. You were at a truck stop and you were telling me all the crazy stuff that you were seeing, and just being excited to get back on the road and start doing, you know, what you love to do, which is sing. What now? Your background again? You went to Juilliard, and then you were singing in the Chicago Lyric Opera, the San Francisco Opera, and then of course the New York Metropolitan Opera House. So what? I mean, were you involved? So you were just involved in opera stuff for years then?
Yeah, for like 26 years, and then I wrote this goofy show called The Three Redneck Tenors for a benefit for children's theater called Oh Look Performing Arts in Grapevine, Texas, which is just right by Dallas. It's a suburb of Dallas. And an agent saw it and said, I'll put you in 35 cities if you want to do this show. And I already been doing opera for 26 years and pretty much, accomplished all my goals in that venue. And so ever since, for about the last 16, 17 years, just been doing Redneck Tenors, and just recently Tenors of Comedy, just because the switch up of the name, some people don't like the name Redneck, so we just changed it over to Tenors of Comedy, which will now be Tenors of Comedy featuring Wolfgang Champagne from Fox's show Alter Ego.
You did America's Got Talent years ago. How does this experience compare with your time on AGT?
Well, one, America's Got Talent was me with the Redneck Tenors. So it was a different, when you're by yourself, it's a different thing than when you're with a group. You know that because you have the Irish comedy tour, and it's a different entity when you're with your group than it is when you're just traveling as Derek Richards, the comedian. And it was totally two different shows. AGT, by the way, was only in their second season, so they were just trying to figure out what they were doing, and it was more of just show up, go on stage, and do your thing, and wait for the judges, to move you on, which they did. We made it into the final 10 or whatever, but it was more like a live performance, and you just went out and sang. This alter ego thing is very complicated and very, it is live singing. That is me singing live to an audience and everything. But you do all of the shows, and you do that, which was like a 2.5-month process. And then they had to go to editing and create it as one cohesive thing between the avatar or cartoon. I call it both those things so people know what I'm talking about. and your real self. So there was a ton of editing they had to do for that to make it look real, and then to get the storylines and to get everything done. So it was a completely different process, and both were great. I mean, I prefer the process of AGT in the sense that it's what I do. I just walk out with my group, and we perform a live performance. This I knew nothing about what was going on, so um, I'm just trying to do everything they ask me to do to make it the best show it is. But you don't have any control over it other than singing well. And then the one nice thing is they were in an earpiece in my ear, and most everything is they're trying to script it with the judges, the answers and the questions, and these are most of them are kids. I was the oldest by 20 plus years. I was 60. I think the youngest to me was 39. So they pretty much left me alone. They were in my ear and they go, just go, just don't swear and don't say Bill Cosby. That's all we're asking. Don't swear and don't say Bill Cosby. And they had me out there for like 45, 60 minutes. Yeah, they were a little touchy about the whole Cosby thing. And that's going to our show, the one you were in with Redneck Tenors. We have a little fun with Bill Cosby. They didn't find it that fun on Fox. I'll just say that, put it that way.
Whatever. Come on.
I know. They let me do my thing as far as being a comedian and everything, and keep my voice. So artistically, they were great. It was just, it's just a different animal. You know that TV is a completely, especially when you get into editing processes, and it's not just filming a live performance. It's creating a character and all of that. But everything you see on the show, I want to reiterate that, is the way it happened. They did not edit the singing. They did not edit, other than length, the conversations. They didn't. There's no fooling people in it. So it is like it's live if it was a cartoon.
Well, what was the process like for when you're going into taping? Because you're stuck there in California for, near the studios for, like you said, over 2 months. So what was a day like for you? I mean, because you obviously weren't in there taping every single day.
Well, first I'd get up and drink like a pint of scotch. Like
I'm sure that went well. I've seen how that works with you. That's a great. There's some right behind me here. You want some? I'll grab one. I'll grab a bottle back here. We'll make it happen. Look.
Another time, but yeah. Don't give me a loaded gun. That's all I'm saying. No. Yeah. Sometimes we were in there. I mean, they were picking me up at the hotel at like 5:45 a.m. And then a few of those times I didn't get home till 10:30 p.m. And this, as with TV or film, a lot of it is waiting around. But this was brand new for them too. So the first thing you do is you go in and you get in that big sausage suit, that big black thing you see me in that is so slimming. I look like a bald Chris Farley is what I look like right there. But anyway, they put you in the suit. And then the other interesting thing is the suit is just a black, looks like when you first put it on one of those skin diver suits, scuba suit.
Right.
Then they got to put all these sensors on the suit. I mean, probably at least 50 or 60 sensors from your fingers to your chest to your body, because all the movement except for the dancing or the performing movement, that's done by dancers, but all the head and facial things are done with a camera in front of me. So even when I'm singing, it's my face and everything. And when I'm singing, it's a dancer out there in a big studio. And then after the singing, when I'm talking to the judges, it's me out there in the big studio with all of my motions and everything. So as you can see, there's a ton to connect in doing it. And also the judges, it was their first time. So there was confusion on several levels, like everything. But I mean, they're all pros. They worked it out and so on. But you would go in and the first thing was basically to get suited up, get your robot helmet on. then you go through all these exercises, from body exercises of flapping your arms and lifting your legs. And then you go through all the facial exercises of A, E, A, O, U, that kind of, as really exaggerated so that the avatar's face is exaggerated too and it matches up. And then once you do all of that on a show taping day, now you have to go into, with fake judges, taking the place of the real judges in the dress rehearsal. And then there's 5 of us on these first episodes. I can't give how far I go, but we already know from this one that I move on to the next episode.
Right.
So, but there's 5 of us. So there's 5 of us in a dress rehearsal that has to go through all of that process. So it's about, 5:30 in the morning to 10:30 at night. You finish the dress rehearsal, then you take your SAG and your union dinners and all the crew, and everybody has to do
Right.
that. And now it's time for the show to start, which is live. They have to do the cuts for commercials and changing out you with the dancer and doing all that. But all the singing is live, so the tension. And then there's about 400 people in the studio audience. That's all good. My name is Wolfgang Champagne, but everybody calls me Wolfie. That's my nickname. And the biggest compliment I got was unprompted. The audience just started cheering Wolfie. The judges hear me talk and they think I'm going to do some Johnny Cash, June Carter song. And, I come out and sing My Heart Will Go On in Italian by Il Divo, which is the theme from Titanic. And they freak out because that's part of what's cool about the show.
I love the reaction. The reactions on Nick Lachey's face and will.i.am just cracked me up.
Yeah, and you got to remember that when we taped it, I was out there for like 45, 50 minutes because the judges just loved breaking my balls the whole time. I actually became real to them because you know how I am on stage. I just treated it like I was doing stand-up in Redneck Tenors. Like I told Alannis, they cut it, but I went, Miss Morissette, I hope you don't mind, may I call you Jewel? That went over really well. I kept calling Nick Lachey, Mike Lachey. I told will.i.am, I go, come on, man, your name's William. Let's get real. Okay, it's time you grow up. You're not in that little vegetable band anymore. My name isn't Wolf F.E., it's Wolfie. So come on, let's just go. And so then the judges felt less constrained. They basically threw out all their questions and everything, and we just started having a go at it time and had a really, really fun time. And the cool thing about the judges, they kept turning to the producers going, give this guy his own show. Give this guy his own show. And that's what you're doing it for, the prize money, it's okay. And after taxes, it isn't life-changing money. It's pay off your credit card kind of money. But the exposure you can't buy. And you're hoping that it will either help the tour or, the ancillary effect of being on network primetime. And our lead-in is The Masked Singer. Our first night, we had over 3 million views. You can tour your whole life and you're not going to get that many people showing up, unless you're the Stones or Bruce Springsteen or somebody.
Well, when you look at that, when you see the fact that the show drew 3 million viewers, how does that strike you to know that literally 3 million people saw your performance?
Well, it's great. It isn't really that jarring because I don't see any of that. I was performing in front of 400 people. And yeah, there's cameras everywhere, but we've all been used to that. We've done morning shows and we've done all of that. It's weird to be, I did have the experience of AGT. It's weird to be back on the internet and people just say whatever they want about you. But everybody so far has been very kind and generous. I think it's because I'm not me. I'm Wolfgang Champagne. So people tend to like the cartoon more than they like me, which is totally fine. I understand that completely. But as far as being nervous or anything like that, a lot of the kids were because it was their first rodeo, so to speak. For me, it's different than if it was fully live TV, because we knew that if anything was said wrong or so on because of the nature of the show, we weren't live. We were in front of 400 people and with them. So you didn't have quite the same anxiety of, well, say AGT, which was live. So
Right.
like here, if you really screwed up, I thank God it didn't happen to me. But just like I droned on for 45 to 60 minutes with the judges, they just kept saying, keep talking, keep talking, keep talking, because the show's only 44 minutes long, but they're just trying to get as much tape as they can to edit together what they feel is a good show. And obviously, they're really, really good at it. So, but you didn't have the live performance, the 3 million people in your head while you're doing it. And you just trust the producers that they're going to show you off to the best light you can be. It is weird that a lot of people who you don't know comment on you, whether it's say love or hate you, or especially
Right.
the beauty of the cartoon. They're not so much commenting on my looks, but man, when I did AGT, man, I was a big hit in the LGBTQ community because I was Papa Bear. Hey, Papa Bear, how you doing, man? Just give us a call. Hashtag Papa Bear.
Why would you give me this why would you give me this information and this ammo for me to go ahead and use from now? Because now that's your new nickname is Papa Bear.
I did already get in Facebook Messenger, like 3 Papa Bear sites have said, man, we don't know, which way you lean or whatever you do, but the Papa Bear Nation is behind you right now, and I just write back, love you guys, just bring me some little cubs and we'll be good, that's where we're at.
I am, you know what? I'm making a note here for me to go ahead and start uploading your picture on a number of Papa Bear websites because I got some time this afternoon available, so I'm going to make this magic happen. How did the other competitors react when they saw you? Because again, your appearance, especially when you're being interviewed, you look the part of a truck driver up from Texas, and you're 60 years old, and you talk about the next oldest competitor being 39. Was there any kind of an odd reaction that you got from the other people?
In the beginning, these were all, I got to say, every single contestant were really lovely people. There wasn't really a feeling of competitiveness. And from the beginning, the producers are very honest. There's only going to be one winner. But you know that going in, and you sign all the contracts that say what the show is. But being that it was a brand new show in this really, futuristic format and everything, basically they whittled it down from about 3,000 auditionees to 40. Then out of the 40, when I first got there, they narrowed it down to 20. Those 20 made the show. So you had to actually go through another process, singing behind a curtain, because they didn't want to know what you looked like, the producers and everybody, till you were done singing and so on. And even then, when they first saw me, it's basically, I turned my head around the corner and I went, y'all know that I'm not one of the parents of the contestants, right? So everybody was a little awkward around me, so young. Yeah, they're so young. They either think one thing, I'm going to beat them up because I look like, I look like somebody who you would definitely not want to see in a dark alley. And then you look like one of their dads or granddads even, because there were kids on the show. One was 19 and another, in their 20s. Where literally I could be their granddad, and I was just grateful that they I don't know another show that would let me on. Everything else has age limits and so on. The best thing is if you watch that clip that you showed at the beginning, right before I sing, Grimes leans over to Alannis Morissette and will.i.am and goes, I think he's old. Do you think he's old? And then Nick Lachey goes, I have no clue. And she goes, no, I think he's like 35. Yeah, 35. He's old.
It's old.
So that was kind of hurtful.
35, old.
Yeah,
okay.
But the contestants, because of COVID restrictions and everything, and they were really tight on COVID. I mean, we did 4 tests a week. I seriously hadn't had that much up my nose since like 1980. I'm serious, man. That was crazy. That was, you know what I'm talking about. Don't act all oblivious to what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking
then,
about. Well, and they have to, because if there's any kind of a COVID incident, I mean, that's going to shut down the production and screw up everything.
Oh yeah, there were COVID tables when you showed up, and you had to do a temperature check every day. And then once you were in the studio with the little wristband on that said you were COVID free, you couldn't leave the studio. You know, it was crazy. And yeah, it's millions of dollars. You know, so they couldn't afford to do that. So there wasn't a whole lot of going out with contestants, but we would hang out in the lobby periodically of the hotel,
Right.
And they were just good kids. But I really didn't have anything to add to their conversation because I'm an old fart. You know, there's nothing. You know, hey, did
You're
you
not going to
guys
talk
hear
about
the
your
new
extensive
Doors
TikTok
album?
videos that you've been cranking out.
Yeah. TikTok to me means how much time I actually have left on this earth. I have nothing else than that. You know. So
That's so funny. By the way, the dates that are crawling at the bottom of the screen when Matt is on the full screen are the dates that he is performing with the 3 Redneck Tenors through the end of this year. So make sure you go on their website, 3rednecktenors.com, also tenorsofcomedy.com as well, and follow them on all the social media stuff here as well. What's your give me your take on the judges? I thought they had, it was a very unique mixture of people from will.i.am, Nick Lachey, Alannis Morissette, and then Grimes, which, by the way, what does Grimes do? I know she's married to Elon Musk, but I mean, what does, help me out here.
see, you're showing your age.
I am showing my age. I'll openly admit it.
You are. Oh, I didn't even know who she was. They said, and Grimes. And I went, I have no idea, you know. Then they told me she was married to Elon Musk. We were never allowed to mention that on the show, and we didn't, out of respect for her,
Right.
because she is apparently big in the digital music and alternative music and all of that stuff. And she's a big deal. She created that before any of the Elon Musk relationship or so on.
Right.
So all the kids, my daughters, knew who she was. They loved her, and so, you know, listen, the last person, you know, I went to see live, I think Steve Lawrence. So, you know, that shows you my age. As far, you know, and Edie didn't
Steve
even show
Lawrence?
up. See, no one knows
Really?
what I'm talking about right now.
Steve
Yeah,
Lawrence.
that's all I'm saying.
Okay. What's the
You know what? I did see. What was his name? I can't even remember. Oh, I saw Buddy Greco live at the Trop years and years ago too. No, it was the Flamingo. You know, nothing like a good Buddy Greco concert. That's all I'm going to say. Kids don't know what they're missing. That's it, right there.
You are a complete idiot. What was your impression of Nick Lachey?
Anyway,
You said you guys had some really good.
Nick Lachey is awesome. Nick
Okay.
Lachey is, first off, we have Nick Lachey, Alannis Morissette, Grimes, and will.i.am. All very accomplished in the music world, absolutely. And Nick Lachey is a great host and all those things. And so compared to other shows, I viewed our judges, every other show I watch is you know, judged by, you know, your singing ability, and everything is judged by 3 supermodels and a guard dog, you know, basically. And you're like going, wow, this is awesome. You know, that was sort of my feeling, you know.
3 supermodels and a guard dog. That sounds like it sounds like
you know what I'm
that sounds like
talking
it sounds like a show I would have seen at the Spearmint Rhino here in Vegas.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. To be judged by people that don't really even know, you know, whether you like their music is irrelevant. They've made huge successes in the business, so they are talented and know way more than I do, because look who they are. You know, the thing I liked was I basically liked all of them, and I started listening to some of Grimes's music, and actually it's pretty cool. A lot of it was pretty cool, different than what I've ever heard. But Nick Lachey was very supportive. Again, I can't give up the whole show, but through the whole process.
Right. No, absolutely.
He was a big fan and very funny. Grimes, surprisingly, if you see the first clip, well, no, the clip doesn't go through the judging, but she was like going, as a full artist, she loved it as a comedian, as the avatar actually felt like she was talking to a person. And the singing, none of them knew what to do with. They were just going, and you sang in Italian, and you did this. We never expected that, and so they were awesome. Alannis Morissette is Alannis Morissette. She loves that kind of dark, what I call kind of pop folk music. So though she loved what I did, she didn't feel quite qualified to really discuss the singing. But again, she was very supportive. And then Will I Am was my biggest champion the whole show. He was he totally got it, and him and I went back and forth. All of the judges and I, went back and forth constantly. I even called Alannis in one of the episodes. I said, "We're going to change your name to Spatula because you're never voting to keep me safe. See, they vote to keep you safe. If you're not safe,
Okay.
you go to the audience, and then the audience votes." That's what happened in the first episode for me. And I won the audience, so that was good. But Alannis, for some reason, never voted to keep me safe. So I said, "Listen, we're going to call you Spatula because by the end of this episode, I'm going to flip you, baby. I'm going to flip you totally." And so we had a lot of fun, But all the judges very knowledgeable, and so it was actually kind of a relief to be singing and performing for people who actually had a career. And not that supermodels aren't smart, but they aren't. That's all I'm saying. The guard dog knew more on AGT than the supermodels. The guard dog at least could speak in doggy sentences. That's all I'm saying.
What's your ultimate goal with this? I mean, you advanced. Obviously, we can't discuss how far you have moved on here, and people need to keep tuning into Alter Ego on Fox because it's a super cool show. It's a very interesting concept with the whole character that's been created. I mean, what is your ultimate goal to come out of this?
Well, I mean, the whole thing they put on me was everybody kind of gets their own platform, I guess is what you call it. And its relevance and being over 50 basically in TV and TV, any social media, all of that. When you're over 50, you kind of lose your relevance a little bit. And I'm not being maudlin or anything. Listen, TV and everything when we were young is for the young. That's we had our time. And so I'm not complaining. There was no complaining in that. But what I'm saying is it was nice to have a show that could give voice to a baby boomer, basically, and give me a chance to show that I still can do things. So my main goal is maybe to be a voice for people over 50 and be on TV and show that we still have things to contribute. And baby boomers are the largest viewing audience, not maybe on the internet, but as far as network TV and just television goes. I would love to be a spokesman for everything from, Depends to Anusol lozenges, man. Just don't make me drive a truck anymore, But I would love to have my own show that can show that people can still do things.
Well, I think that's cool. It's great that they were able to give you that platform, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to seeing you in that bathtub for the what was that Cialis commercial? Just you.
Oh yeah,
you reaching over,
and Cialis Plus because I'm over 60 now.
So it's almost like
Yeah.
like the extra 5-hour energy, like 6-hour energy.
Yeah, well, I got to take a Cialis, a Viagra, and then some B12 and everything, and mix it in one of them medicine bowls, and then put it in, a Red Bull and drink it. That's the only thing anything gets going anymore. So, all
right, I got three.
I got three. About, yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Hey, listen, you got do what you got to do to survive. That's your own performance enhancing drug. No one's denying you.
Listen, this show did not. I have no expectation of a bunch of women seeing this show and then seeing me in that suit and going, "Damn, I got to get me some of that." I know that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
All right, as we wrap up here, 3 random stupid questions that have absolutely nothing to do with the show. Are you ready, Matthew Lord? All right. MTV's new reality show features 8 washed-up celebrities living with blank.
Herpes.
What would Grandma find disturbing yet oddly charming?
Say it again. I missed you.
What would Grandma find disturbing yet oddly charming? Huh?
I would have to say the Red Bull Viagra energy drink. I think she would like that.
She'd be disturbed yet oddly charmed. Finally here, during
Well, it depends which direction she's facing.
During sex, I like to think about blank.
Well, hold on. I'm going to have to think back a while. In my younger days, I would have said me.
Matthew Lord, man.
I would have to say, ask me the question again. I'll give you a good answer.
Okay, during sex, I like to think about blank.
Cantor's Deli, right down there on Melrose, I think.
That's what puts you over the edge.
That's what turns right now.
Is a big thick Reuben sandwich.
Absolutely, with extra cheese.
You are so messed up, dude. Listen, congratulations on everything with on Alter Ego on Fox. People should watch that show. It is cool as hell. Watch Wolfgang Champagne, Matthew Lord, part of the three Redneck Tenors, and also the Tenors of Comedy. Go to their website, 3rednecktenors.com, also tenorsofcomedy.com, and follow them on social media. Find out when they are appearing. I'm going to be actually working with you guys on a couple of shows coming up here next year, so I'm super excited about that, man.
No, and hopefully we do another Vegas run, and you're in all the Vegas runs, so that's a lot of fun.
No, it'll be a great time, man. Again, congratulations. Again, 3rednecktenors.com, tenorsofcomedy.com as well. And a huge thanks to my sponsor, VegasSportsAdvantage.com. If you're looking to bet on something, bet sports, bet with your brain, not with your heart. Check out VegasSportsAdvantage.com. Go to their website. They have all their records posted on there. They tell you how good they do. They tell you how bad they do. Transparency in this business is very, very, very rare. DerekRichards.com is my website. Follow me. I'm going to be performing at the Lexington Theater in Lexington, Michigan, coming up on October 15th, and then the Pix Theater in Lapeer, Michigan on October the 16th. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining To Drink with Derek, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks. Bye.